Hi again. It's Lori Christos from Madonna and Child Jewelry. Yesterday I did a really short video about a small haul that I had started working on pieces with. Some came from YouTube sellers and some came from flea markets that I had gone to this weekend. And I have so much jewelry right now, and I'm creating so many pieces for my upcoming holiday shows that I thought just maybe every day or every other day I could show my creations, and then I could give you a glimpse of things that I collect and resell as far as estate or antique jewelry that is non-religious. But first of all, I'm going to start with a couple of necklaces that I've made, and like I said, I want everything to look extremely old. So I try to buy antique or very, old pieces to start with. And this one, let me get my hand behind it. So this one we're looking at antique crystal rosary beads. These are like square cut, they shimmer. They're just beautiful. And at the bottom, I added, again, this was an old crucifix that no longer had Jesus on it. So I added an antique sterling marcasite cross. And then on top of that, I layered it again with a Virgin Mary medal, very small gold tone. This is not gold filled, but it's a really nice gold old patina on it. I just love it. I bright gold compared to this just makes it look like, a little treasure. I added two little, brass connector pieces just to make it look like if there's a little bit more going on to the piece. And it just, this way looks just one of a kind, unique. It's just, they're all beautiful on, really. And you can layer, because of the sterling and the gold being two-toned, you can layer it with basically any of my pieces or things that you collect, because you've got gold and silver here. I'll show you this one. It's very similar. Sometimes I do collections that tend to look like they go great together. This would be another great layering piece for that. This is actually sterling silver, the chain, and it's got a great patina. And again, I added these brass connectors because I had a medallion. It's two-sided. There's a woman on the back, and I love this. It's like a phoenix rising, and just, a beautiful, I'll show you on the bust. Just a beautiful, just looks like really old. Doesn't look like it was inexpensive, but to make, yes, it was, because I'm using an old sterling chain. I actually had to cut it down. It was like 30 inches. These are brass baubles I probably had for 10 years in a box. This was the only piece that I found. So I end up looking, I think I found that on eBay for just, medallions or old pendants, because I love medallions, and make it, complete with other pieces that make it look antique. So I showed you those two. Here's another one, same connector pieces, brass, but a different take on it. This one has the Victorian silver tone chain connected with the brass pieces. I'll put it on the bust, and then it's just a really, like, this is another Go Big. This is a probably 2.5 inch brass or gold tone. It's got weight to it, so it's a quality piece. Pendant, and I added a silver, probably an inch long miraculous medal, and I adorn it with rhinestones just to give it a pop, and add a little rhinestone at the bottom. And again, sometimes my stuff I can go overboard, so if you didn't want that little rhinestone on the bottom, no problemo, I just take it off. Okay, these are my really special pieces. These would be what I would call like the rarest things that I come across, and they're much more high end. So right here you're looking at, actually, I gotta push this back a little bit. You're looking at two necklaces, but they're both long. This one, oh, actually this is short. Excuse me. So this one is a very rare antique. It looks like a Maltese cross medal, and I love the patina. I didn't do anything to it. It has a brass heavy feel to it. But I just love that you're getting the combination of the miraculous metal with the cross. And it is on, these are probably the most expensive rosary beads you'll ever see. And these are, you know, brass capped. They're clear glass crystal underneath. And, you know, these rosaries alone can go for as much as $300 on eBay. So, you know, when I find them, it has to be put, you know, on one of my most amazing rare metals. I just have to really make sure it's something that's going to be worth the price, because this probably at one of my shows would be like $150. And, you know, you're getting both very quality pieces. This one I'm pretty famous for in my, you know, circle, and when I was in retail stores and boutiques, of doing this Victorian cross. So it's two-sided. I've actually probably burnished it up a little bit to match the rosary, and it's a very similar rosary. So I just had another one. Yeah, I think it's exact. And it's just the full length of the rosary. And I added a top because I like to layer my crosses. A vintage gold tone with rhinestone cross. And instead of putting like a bauble at the bottom this time, I ended up putting the little like rondelle rhinestone connector here. And then this is the original connector, beautiful scalloped ornate Virgin Mary that was on the actual rosary. And we're getting, like, this is probably 32 inches. And then we're getting a really big look. And this one, as far as what it cost, you know, cost of goods to actually make, you know, I paid up. So price-wise, this would be like probably $275. And in a show, I would ask for that price. In stores, these were going for $450 or up, because you know how retail is. So there, I showed you those pieces. And then I don't want to like show you all religious. I wanted to show you this beautiful pendant, but it's literally teeny, and I think it slipped away. I guess it slipped away. Maybe I'll find it in here. As far as showing what I bought from other YouTube sellers, this one came from Melly. I forgot the full name, but I will definitely put it in the description. And she, you know, I saw this laying on her desk when she was selling, doing a show and selling a lot of sterling that day. And I'm like, could I see the portrait piece? Can I see the portrait piece? There's a glare. So let me try this. And it's sterling. It's a pin, but also, you know, when I can buy a pin that can turn into a pendant, I'm in my glory. And I almost think it's like Eve, because she's got snakes around her neck. And it's a hand-painted cameo. Probably hand-painted on like ivory or celluloid. Really old piece. A beautiful patina. And then it has like filigree detail. And these are coral. And so I love coral so much. And I thought maybe I could find a coral and, you know, sterling chain, but so far I haven't found anything. So I just stuck it on here just so I had something in case I wanted to wear it. Just a really creamy color pearl. I wanted that to be a short necklace to show off the piece itself. Actually, this is from Jen's Vintage Finds. This is like kind of a reproduction, but it's still very vintage, of a Victorian slide bracelet. And I love it because like this is all gold here. And I just love that you can throw it on with all these pieces. And, you know, you're bringing in a real antique look. And it's got some coral. It's got some like maybe faux turquoise. But all these little like shields. You know, so it's not charms, but it's a book chain, and they call it a slide bracelet. And when you see these original slide bracelets that are Victorian, my mother was an estate jeweler. Those things were big bucks. But that's a beautiful reproduction that's still old. And I guess I can't do I'll show you this. This is something that, it's guilloche, which is French enamel. And it is the most adorable enamel, hand painted. It's got the rosaries and sterling with marcasite pendant. I hope you can see all that gorgeous detail. And I'm just probably going to put this one on a sterling chain, but if I put it on a sterling chain, it's going to be a special chain. So this one is an older one. It's kind of like a book link. It has the screw. I keep the old closures on them so you know that it's an old piece, but the chain is sterling, and then this is like a screw back. And together, it's just another cutie. You wear it alone. It's also so special because I love religious, is the back of the piece has a Virgin Mary medal. So they did a lot of these enamel pieces that were religious. Here's another one that it's not, it doesn't have the floral design, but this is another enamel, sterling, really sweet, lightweight. Looks like maybe an inch, and it's just really lightweight. And again, you know, I would do that on just a simple chain. These would be amazing gifts. And these are rare pieces. Like, if you go on eBay and try to find a piece like this, for one, you won't, but there'll be similar pieces and they'll all be over $100. These are going enamel charms, just with that little bit of blue enamel there, and that's a miraculous metal. These would be 50, 60, and up. So what I'm going to do is say bye for now and then come back in a couple of days. I want to show you my charm necklaces that I make that are all, well, they're religious, but they're different size crosses, but they all work together, or old metals. And I have a collection of those, and I'd like to show them to you. So I'll be back to do that soon. Bye now.